today's episode, we'll be looking at how to make salmon en croute, which translates to salmon in crust. It may seem difficult, but it's actually a very simple dish to make. For this recipe, we will need 2 cloves of garlic, 1 shallot, a piece of salmon, about 180 grams, 2 handfuls of spinach, 1 egg, softened cream cheese, about 2 tablespoons, and this is short crust pastry which I made, but you can use store-bought puff pastry. So to start, gently crush 2 cloves of garlic and then give it a chop. You want the garlic to be quite fine for this recipe. Next, you want to finely dice the shallots. Turn the stove up to medium-high heat and add some oil. I'm using sunflower oil, but you can use any neutral oil that you can find. Then you add the garlic and shallots into the pan and give it a stir. We don't want to brown the garlic and shallots because they will taste bitter. We just want to cook them until they're soft. Once they're soft and fragrant, add your spinach. Then season with a bit of salt and pepper. Once all the spinach has wilted, transfer it to a bowl and put it in the fridge. Once the spinach is cool enough to handle, give it a rough chop. Then add the chopped spinach into the cream cheese. Season with more salt and pepper and give it a mix. Make sure to get rid of all the lumps. Once well mixed, just set the bowl aside. To remove the salmon skin, first, you make a small cut in between the skin and the meat, just enough so you can hold on to the skin. Next, place your knife flat to the board and pull on the skin while holding the knife steady. And the skin should come off clean. Then we will trim the salmon, but you can skip this part and leave it whole. I'm just doing this to make it look nice. Season the salmon with salt and pepper. And then we will start rolling our pastry. Lightly dust your workstation with some flour. Then roll the pastry out until it's big enough to fit the salmon. Do the same for the other piece. Once the pastry is rolled, place the salmon in the middle of your pastry. Then add your cream cheese mixture. Spread it as evenly as you can, and then place the other piece of salmon on top. Next, you want to crack the egg, but into the bowl. Then stir until homogeneous. Lightly egg wash the outside of the pastry. This is to make sure it sticks. Cover the top with the other piece of pastry and and make sure you press all the air bubbles out. Now, you're going to trim outside of the pastry into the shape of a fish. And again, this step is optional. Make a small ball of pastry for the eyes and use the back of the knife to create the shapes. Then, you want to press out the shape of the scales. I'm using the back of a piping nozzle, but you can use a bottle cap or anything that's round. Then cut out a piece of pastry for the fin and stick it onto the fish. For the easier version, just roll out your puff pastry, put the salmon in the middle, then the cream cheese and spinach mixture on top, brush with a bit of egg wash, and cover. Trim out the sides of the pastry and press down the edges with a fork. Place onto a baking tray and then cut out some vent holes to let the steam escape. Brush with egg wash. Then place into a preheated oven at 180 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes or until golden brown. Once it's a nice golden brown, take it out of the oven and let it rest. Slice the salmon with a sharp serrated knife. Serve with a side of salad or boiled vegetables and enjoy. And I will see you next time.